In September 2019, 28 of the class of 59 met to mark the 60th anniversary of their start at Carre's Grammar School in Sleaford. Here is Form 1X with its form master, Mr. Black, and Form 1Y with its form master, Mr. Gavin. Some of us were still there in 1966. Our reunion was at the school in Sleaford. In our day, wooden huts were where this main school building is. Inside were some familiar faces and some I'd not seen for years as we gathered together. We were welcomed by the current head, Mr. Law, before going on a tour of the old buildings. The old headmaster's garden, where we assembled for a group photo, and then entered the old schoolhouse. This is where the headmaster lived and had his office.
Just there, wasn't he? He was here. One of these two, I remember waiting out here. Well, you should know not, but you were there most of the time.
Photos on the stairs provided a memory lane as we climbed to the top of the building and the form room of 1Y. It's changed a bit, but we still recognised it. This view used to be the headmaster's private car. The class comes to order and practices its Latin declensions. One floor down was the 1X form room. Johnny remembers his place.
This is where
After some reminiscing, we moved on to the old library, and then the big hall where the 350 of us assembled each morning. It was used for sports then, and I remember aiming the shuttlecock through these beams. Behind the hall was the junior science room, where Mr. Edwards, the chimp as he was known, introduced us to physics, our lower sixth form room. After the tour, the headmaster told us of future plans for the school. Stu Darby gave him our thanks, and we all left with our goodie bags. That evening, we reassembled at the Queen's Head for drinks and a dinner. Dave Rosencroft, who must take much of the credit for making the event happen, gave an after-dinner speech. Ian Benfield took £320 off us to support his favourite charity where he lives in the Philippines. And Johnny McBride entertained us with his rambling Sid Rumpo rendition.
Were notorious, so we are told. He wordled the ladies and scrope all the men. Then he straddled his nadger and strode off again. Tooraloo, tooralay, singing fiddle me grummets and scrumple me pubes.
Drinks lasted well into the night, with half a century to catch up on. Next weekend, the Golden Boys, those who received the Duke of Edinburgh's Gold Award, went for another anniversary expedition to Snowdonia. This follows our earlier expeditions to the Lake District, the Peak District, North Yorkshire and the New Forest. Here are the 10 of us who received our Gold Awards at Buckingham Palace in July 1966. There are no photos of the award ceremony, but we have memories and some mementos. One teacher in particular, Mr. Scarborough, inspired us to go for the Duke of Edinburgh's awards. We began in 1961 with bronze and finished in 1966 with gold. We did our gold expeditions in 1965 in 2 groups. The group of 6 were, at the back, Al South, Dave Robinson and Jim Eastwood. And at the front, Adge Wilkes, Pete Martindale and Ian Benfield. Here we are in 2011 and in 2019. The group of four were Mick Rooney, Stu Darby, Tom Caudron and David Worzencroft. We arrived in Snowdonia on Friday the 13th of September. Three of us, Jim Eastwood, Pete Martindale and Adge Wilkes, plus Wags, first visited the famous Portmeirion village, probably best known to people of our age as a setting for the Prisoner TV series. We took a walk along the coastal path, then returned to Portmeirion before driving on to Crafflewin Hall. Saturday was the big walk. We drove from Crafflewin Hall to Penny Pass and walked along the pig track to the summit of Snowdon and down the Clanberris track to Clanberris before driving back to Crafflewin. The mist shimmered in the morning sun as we walked to breakfast. The mist lingered over the water as we drove to Penny Pass. From there, we set off up the pig track. Part way up, walkers on the miners' track joined us. The top. There were walkers of all ages. We had a short break before the final crowded climb to the top. Others came by train. It was a push to mount the summit, but we did. It's cold and windy, but the views were magnificent. After a snack, we headed down. Others took the train. The Clanberris track was busy and hard on our legs as we descended. Our cars. Back at Crafflewin Hall, we quenched our thirsts. Before a welcome evening meal. On Sunday, we took a circular walk from Crafflewin Hall to Beddgelert and back along the pass of Aberglaslyn, over Sheepsfold Way and past Llyndinas to Crafflewin. Here we are setting off. Al joined us for the walk to Beddgelert. We cross Aberglaslyn and follow the back lane to Beddgelert. The party split at Beddgelert. Some walked and others took the Welsh Highland Railway. Aberglaslyn. The pass of Aberglaslyn. Our first heron sighting. A Welsh Highland train. Another heron. We pass under the railway line and head north along sheepfolds. A spoil tip and disused mining equipment. We finally reach the top and head down towards Llyndinas. Llyndinas. The track takes us back to the copper mine and onto the path from Crafflewin we took in the morning. Ian celebrates the completion of his walk. We're back, and after cleaning up, get down to the serious business of drinking and eating. Tomorrow we go home.